Chapter 6. The afternoon in the adventure park flew by in the twitch of a tail. Before Sparkle knew it, the sun was dipping lower in the sky. Her stomach went on a loud grumble. Uh-oh. Was that thunder rolling in or just your stomach? Twinkle joked. Did someone say stomach? Flash asked, dashing over to her friends. My stomach's barking at me like crazy. Feed me, Flash. Feed me. Feed me. Sparkle laughed. For some reason, that doesn't surprise me at all, she said. Flash had a reputation for being a bottomless pit. She needed a lot of food to keep up her possum energy. A loud whistle came from one end of the lettuce Leah, where Mrs. Bun waved a paw in the air. Gather around, Cutiecorns, she said. The bunnies and pups all raced over to join the grown-ups. Sparkle couldn't wait to hear what they were doing next. I hope you worked up a big appetite, because our next stop is dinner, Mrs. McBun announced. The Cutiecorns cheered loudly. Flash and Twitch both did excited backflips and gave each other a high five. Dinner tonight will be at the treetop towers, Mrs. McBun explained. Once the cheers quieted down, this is another one of our favorite spots in old Popplum Haven. So you pups are in for quite a treat. Follow me. Chatting and barking happily, the pups and bunnies fell into a loose line behind the grown-ups. The sky was turning pink, yellow, and orange as they headed across the field onto a wooded path. This is the path dotted with light posts and woods that glowed into the sunset. Sparkle felt warm and happy, surrounded by friends new and old. This would be a day she'd remember forever. Ooh, what's that? Glitter asked a few seconds later, pointing up ahead. A bright golden glow shone out into the trees. Sparkle tried to make out what it was as they walked closer. Her breath caught in her throat. Oh, it's beautiful, she said with a sigh. They arrived at treetop towers. The clearing before them, which was strung with twinkling lights, wooden ramps, and tunnels led up into the trees in all different directions. As the pups tipped their snouts back to look up, they see platforms, tree houses, tunnels, and bridge crisscrossing overhead. It was a magical sight. Beautiful music drifted and echoed through the air. Sparkle closed her eyes for a minute just to listen. Diddy had nothing like this back on Puppy Paw Island. After one silent moment of all the pups began barking at once. Bow wow! This is amazing, said one puppy. I've never been up in the trees before. Hey, look at all these different paths, said another. Sparkle took a quick glance over at Scooter. Ugh. He had been scared on the ferry earlier. Would he be okay with a treetop dinner? Luckily, Scooter was woofing with excitement like the other pups. So Sparkle smiled and gave him a little wave. Scamper, would you like to lead us to dinner? Mrs. McBun asked the orange bunny standing in front of the group. Sure, Scamper said shyly. My dad is a chef at Treetop Towers, so I spend a lot of time here. A chef? Possum! Sparkle had never known a real chef before, so she had many questions to ask. She bowed over to Scamper as the little bunny headed over the ramp. They fell into step together. Do you ever help your dad cook? What kind of things do you like to make? Scamper nodded eagerly. Oh yes, I love to help Dad in the kitchen. It's my favorite thing to make is breakfast. Pancakes with maple. with maple syrup are my specialty. Scamper's eye. Lennon, you eat pancakes too? I only ever had my mom's pancakes. I would love to try yours one day, but I never made them myself before. It's not too hard. Scamper chuckled. I can give you my special recipe to try when you get home if you want. Sparkle clapped her paws. Oh, I'd love that. Sparkle and Scamper chatted happily as they led the group higher and higher into the trees. The reindeer monkey suddenly turned into a turtle. No, barking bulldog. Sparkle had never been inside a tunnel like this before. It was lined with little lights, but it still felt dark. She wasn't so sure she liked it, but luckily she could see the end of the tunnel up ahead. So she took a deep breath. Scamper noticed her hesitation. Not much farther, she said encouragingly. As they continued on, Sparkle marveled at how well Scamper knew her way around this place. There were just many different ways to go, but the little orange bunny never hesitated. Follow your nose, Scamper said for a week. Sure enough, when Sparkle sniffed the air, she could smell the most amazing things. Whatever was cooking in the treetops was going to be a pup-tastic treat. After a few minutes, they paused on the platform to let the rest of the group catch up. Sparkle spotted Flash and Twinkle bounding up the ramp. Together, Twinkle walked with Scooter and Fluff, deep in conversation about them. The rest of the pups and bunnies all filed in, sniffing the air and commenting on the delicious smells. But where was Glitter? Sparkle's eyes started back and forth over all the Cutiecorns on the platform. The little white Maltese was nowhere to be seen. Sparkle felt her stomach begin to churn, and not because she was hungry. Where was her friend? Bow wow! Glitter was missing! Da da da!